Oh, any coffee going?
Just making breakfast.
Oh, get the coffee on first. I have a clinical need.
Well, I'm not surprised by the amount you drank yesterday.
Now, you agreed you wanted me to get things organised. I just needed a drink to get me started.
Yeah, well, the way you're shooting your mouth off just made everything worse.
Hey, now, I didn't start that row.
Yeah, well, you could see things were awkward between Samson and Lydia. You could have just tried to smooth things over instead of getting all aggro.
It wasn't really your fault. It's not you Samson's angry with. I don't think he'll ever forgive me.
Oh, you know what kids are like. It'll all have blown over by this morning.
You really think so?
You take my tip. The best way to a lad's heart is through his stomach. Yeah, give him a nice big fry up. Life will seem a whole lot better.
Morning. What would you like for breakfast, Samson?
Oh, anything from you.
Samson!
I've been thinking maybe it would be a good idea for you to take the money that he said he'd invest first.
What? That was conscience money from being a lousy dad. I wouldn't touch it.
Look, setting up a business doesn't come cheap, you know that. And if I can't help...
Mum, I could have died in hospital, and he didn't even bother to call, let alone visit. So what sort of father does that make him? And he wasn't just a useless father, he was a rubbish husband. I mean, would money made a difference then?
Not really.
No, exactly. So why would I take his money now?
Thanks for me.
April asked me to get them to put on Mum's grave. It's the anniversary of Donna's death.
I wish you'd have told me.
I just thought you had enough to deal with.
OK, maybe I can go to the grave with you?
I think me and April need to talk.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to get in the way.
We're not just doing the grave. We're going to go to some of the places that Donna used to take April. You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not.
I've ruined everything.
It's just a storm in a teacup, really. Hey, make us another coffee and we'll both feel better. Oh, come on. Samson will come round in time.
Maybe I don't deserve him to. He's right. I did a terrible thing.
Haven't enough people round here told you the opposite?
What is it they say? Only children and fools tell the truth.
Oh, come on. If I had to pay for all the mistakes I made when I was young, nobody'd ever speak to me again. I didn't know if Kane and Chaz would ever forgive me when I first came back, but they did in the end. You've just got to hang on in there, love.
Aye, that is good advice. Samson loves you to bits. Sure you can talk him round.
Hope you're right.
What happened to you this morning?
Dinner?
Thought maybe you were trying to avoid the row.
Well, I've got enough on my plate without refereeing you lot.
Suppose you've been missing Kyle.
Like you care.
But I care about him, and that's what matters. Listen, maybe you could see him the odd hour or two.
Really? That'd be great. When?
I'm quite busy at the garage today, so how about now?
Now?
Is that a problem? Can always ask me, ma'am.
No, I want to do it.
Great. Well, I'm sure I'd rather spend some time with you than be stuck at the garage with me. Carl, Amy's going to look after you while I'm at the garage. Come on, bring your bag over. Right, yeah. Be good.
Which part of we don't want you staying around here didn't you understand?
Oh, I got the message. But I reckon you're the last person who should be giving it. Surely you've heard it often enough yourself. I mean, coming out the nick, can't catch an even break. You must have noticed that.
Maybe, but what has that got to do with you?
I'm looking for a second chance too. I know I messed up before, but I've turned my life around. I'm a success now. Is it so wrong that I want to share that with my family?
I'm not sure if I can trust a word you say.
Oh, Billy, you'll never know until you try. But you know the money I'm offering could turn your business dreams into reality. Ain't that worth the risk?
Shall I make a start on preparing them rabbits?
Well, there's no need. I mean, Lydia knows how to cook them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's got other things on her mind right now, remember?
Yeah, you could be right.
Look, Zach. Belle asked me to take you all in hand. We thought you'd be pleased.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah.
Oh, you've got a funny way of showing it.
Things are not that good for me at the moment. You know how much I'm missing Lisa.
And I'm missing Eric. But I'm trying to live my life.
Well, it's not the same at all. He's not dead.
As far as my love life's concerned, he might as well be. Made it very clear he's not getting back together with me.
Yeah, but that's your problem, not mine.
If you weren't so stubborn, you'd see we're both grieving, so we got something in common. We could be helping each other through it.
Lisa has gone. You can't change that.
Oh, and everyone's very sorry for you now. But if you keep moping around for the rest of your days, that could change. I mean, take Sam and Lydia. They got their own lives to sort out without running round after you.
Ah, you're right. It is. It's good of you to help out.
Better. Hey, I could give you some tips on the racing.
So when did you become a tipster then?
I go for the names I like. I reckon I'll get as many winners as you ever do. Look, I'll go for... Oh! Palomino Faith in the 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Not been placed in the last 6 outings, and it ain't soft going.
Go on, put that £5 on each way.
It's your money.
Yeah, there.
So what do you want to see me about?
Your dad. We had a chat.
I hope he was saying goodbye.
He says he wants a second chance. He wants us to be part of his success.
Well, you don't believe him, do you?
Not really. Maybe you shouldn't have turned down his investment. Like Mum said, she can't give you anything if she hasn't got a job. The bank will probably just laugh at you. And he's offering us 15 grand. Think of what we can do with that.
You never used to give up so easily. If the young Zach I remember heard you grumbling, he'd say you were a miserable old git.
I didn't have a care in those days.
Oh, you were fearless. Hey, I remember when you challenged Razor Ronson to the bare-knuckle championship. Shadrach thought you'd lost your marbles.
I know you bet against me.
Yeah. And he'd spent all his beer money, so he lost my housekeeping on it. Told me he'd win it back.
No chance. I mean, Razor was a tough customer, but...
Well, you had your fair share of cuts and bruises when we got you home.
Well, he had to be carried home. Mind you, Shadrach looked even worse than me when he fell in the pig pen. Do you remember?
Yeah, he didn't fall. I pushed him. Well, he lost my housekeeping. Oh, lucky he was too drunk to know I'd done it. Hey, what's up?
Shouldn't be laughing. Lisa's barely been gone 3 minutes. Show a bit of respect.
You gonna come home?
You know what Lydia did was wrong.
Think about what it must have been like. What she were going through.
She should have found help.
She thought everyone would blame her. And if we turn on her, kind of proves she were right. Not everyone's as lucky as us to have family around them. She's had to live with what happened most of her life. I want to help her to come to terms with it, and I were hoping you would too. I reckon all your mum would want is for someone to look after us. Someone kind and loving.
You're not very subtle.
I'm not trying to be.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Come on. Get your milkshake and we'll talk it over.
We need to talk.
I think as the parent, I'm meant to say that.
I'm worried that Jessie's going back to her ex-husband, and I know you are too.
That's not going to happen. It's not. Let's forget about all that. We're if your mum.
I'll never forget her.
Of course not. She'll always be in your heart. And I know no one can ever take her place. But you, me, Jessie, the boys, we're a family now.
That's what you said about Carly, but that didn't stop her working out on us, did it?
I was as gutted about that as you. But we have to move on, don't we?
I used my birthday wish on you. I wished for you to be happy.
Love, I am happy.
Supposing Jessie walks out?
She won't. She won't. We can be an happy family. But whatever happens, I'll always be here for you.
Right. Well, she might walk out on us if you don't get a hairdresser to sort out that mess on your head.
Come here.
Ah, tell me that's all.
So.
Anyone at home?
Daddy.
How's he been?
Good as gold.
Can I come again?
Yeah. Is tomorrow okay?
Fine.
And if it goes well, then maybe we'll make a regular thing of it.
Hope so.
Well, do you want him or not? I mean, I can call the whole thing off.
No. I'll be there for him.
Right. See you tomorrow then. Come.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
Ugh. Well, I'm glad you came back. It's okay to laugh, you know. Some people even think it's the best medicine for grief.
Well, there wasn't much to laugh at the bookies.
Bad day.
Unlucky. Yeah, I'd have had that first race if that jockey hadn't been such an idiot.
Shame. Got my winnings.
Beginner's luck.
Rumped home at 12-1. You may know all about the form and the going, but I'm the better tipster.
What's that for?
I ought to be making a contribution while I'm here to the pot. I'm family after all.
Something smells good. Is Lydia back?
I put the rabbit on.
You did.
And it'll taste good and all. I know we've got history, but times change.
Some history is best forgotten.
Do you really regret what happened?
Don't you?
Kane's our son. And I'm proud of him. Which means I can't regret everything that happened between us, even if you want to. Are you really saying that you don't care about him?
Of course not. Me and Kane have had some serious ups and downs. But he's, well, settled down now. I am proud of him.
Me too. So you can't just say it's all best forgotten. And I'm not a fool, Zach. I know moving me in here was as much about giving Charity and Vanessa breathing space as well as helping you. And I know nobody can ever replace Lisa. I wouldn't want to. But I've always been able to make you smile, and that's a start, isn't it?
Thanks for coming.
Wow, I was a bit surprised. I mean, hoping it means I get a chance to make up for some of the time I missed with my son.
Well, let's just see how it goes, yeah? With your business going so well, I suppose you won't be able to stay around for too long. Soon be flying off again.
I know, all that can wait. Family's more important.
Well, then, I'd like to change my mind about your investment if it's not too late.
That'd be my pleasure. I'll get the papers drawn up.
Well, let's hope this is the start of you trying to be a proper dad to Ellis.
Me too. Hey, Backstreet Boy.
These are for you.
Thanks.
They're not from me, actually. April asked me to get them for you, but I thought I could cook us a nice family meal later.
I mean, that's so sweet. And it sounds brilliant.
Look, I hate to intrude on a family occasion, but if you boys are around later, we got something to celebrate. Let's raise a glass to our new partnership.
Sounds like an offer we can't refuse.
Celebrating? More of a peace offering, actually. If you don't want to see me, I'll understand.
I'm sorry what you had to go through. But why didn't you say anything before? Didn't you trust us?
Because for the first time in my life, I really felt like I was part of a family. But I could see all that being taken away from me.
So how long before you become Lydia Dingle? You two have been engaged for far too long.
He's right. If I don't get you down the aisle soon, I might lose you.
No chance. I'm ready when you are.
Great. Well, let's set a date and tell me Dad as soon as possible he'll be made up.
I suppose I should thank you for reconnecting with Ellis.
It's a chance to make up for lost time.
It's only I didn't realise that our son meant so much to you.
You always thought the worst of me, even when we were married. I knew I was second best in your eyes. I guess that's why I gave up trying in the end.
Well, I'm just glad that you and Ellis have got that second chance. Let's hope you stick around long enough to see it through this time.
That's what I came to the village for. To get to know my son better. Helping him make his first start in business it's a real bonus. Sorry I'm late. I got held up. No, nothing important. Everything going to plan your end? Good. No, don't worry. I'll be sticking around this dump for a while. See it through.
Oh, I know you feel sorry for yourself. But truth be told, you're luckier than I am.
Oh, how do you work that out?
Well, you and Lisa, you had your ups and downs, but at least you got plenty of happy memories to look back on. When I think of me and Shadrach, I can hardly think of any.
Well, better at the start, though, wasn't it?
Oh, we were crazy about each other at the start. Yeah. I loved him with every bit of me. I had high hopes I could change him. You know, just to get him to settle down a bit.
But it didn't work out that way, eh?
Well, I tried talking to him when he was sober. I just wanted him to see that I needed a life too, and I wasn't asking for much. I just needed to go dancing every once in a while. I used to love dancing.
Well, dance with Shadrach, eh? He 2 left feet even when he was sober.
Yeah, but you know how stubborn I can be. So I finally persuaded him. But when we got to Houghton Palais, he just went off with his drinking buddies and left me without enough to get in or get home. So I would have had to walk back. if it weren't for you. Passing in your van. Well, I don't suppose you even remember that night.
Well, like I said, some things are better forgotten.
Yeah, I know you think it was all my fault. But after everything I'd been through, I just needed to find some way to thank you. As you were the only person who showed me any sort of kindness for months. So you can blame me all you want. But it takes two, and it's the only time I remember being happy back then, so I'm not ashamed of what happened, even if you are.
That's what I would think, dude.
Yeah.
We've got some great news.
Aye.
We've decided. We've been engaged for too long, so we're going to fix a date and make it happen.
Oh, that's grand. Isn't it fair?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah, that's great.
Get a taste of prison life Isle of Man style tonight at 8 on ITV when we go behind bars at the best little prison in Britain. And we've brand new drama starting tonight. Secrets will surface as Anna Friel stars in Deep Water at 9. Next, we're off to Coronation Street.